Urban Climate Film Festival. It will be held from 3rd till 5th June in Nazrul Teeth, Newtown, Kolkata. And we'll be showcasing the film festival. As I mentioned, this is the first of its kind because although we have been having Environment Film Festival, but Urban Environment Film Festival, this is for the first time that we are holding it. And these films which have been selected, we started the whole process early this year. In January, we invited the entries from all across the world. We received almost like 150 entries, out of which our jury selected almost 27 good films to be showcased in all the cities. So it will be moving city film festival. So we started film with Delhi. Alliance Française has been a partner. So we started in Delhi in March, followed by Mumbai in April, and now this will be in early June, and we'll end with the World Environment Day on 5th of June. So there will be a closing ceremony there. So we invite all our journalist friends to please come over and cover the event. Without wasting too much time, I would like to invite the Consulate General and also Mr. Devashish Sen. He's the Managing Director of HITCO, West Bengal HITCO. So probably we can start with our Consulate General, Mr. DJ.
Okay, so this is a very good moment. We have some days about environment. It should be all the year, but of course we should have some strong moment to focus on. This morning I was with my colleague, my German colleague, participating in an operation which was, let's say, anti-waste operation and recycling of materials through the kind help of two NGOs who came to us in the consulate and take some old devices, as well as fabrics, in order to recycle them and to give them a second life. This is just a small example showing that the things of the climate changing, the challenge, etc., everybody knows, is, let's say, a matter of concern for all and every of us. So that's why I'm happy to be here tonight. In addition, as you probably may know, we have a French public structure which is called AFD, Agence Française de Développement, French Agency for Development, whose headquarters is in Delhi with the French embassy, but who works, let's say, closely with different governments, different states in India in the so-called smart city program, which is a part, of this cities, more large cities program. I personally, in my jurisdiction, visited two of these projects. One actually is taking place in Agartala, Tripura, and the other one in Bhubaneswar, Odisha. And the idea is the same, you know, it means we are in cities, so it's in the middle of Agartala, it's in, I wouldn't say the middle of Bhubaneswar, but Bhubaneswar, you know, is a very, as probably you know, very large area. And so we are basically in the city, and the idea is to recycle the place, if I may say. The idea is to do something on, let's say, grounds which are a little bit polluted, and so to, let's say, to drain this and to build some more interesting areas for the people, of course, because this is focus, this is aim, and the people living here, whether it's Agartala or Bhubaneswar or whatever. So we are, as well, you know, very much we French into this question, how not to be, you know, this is the first question, but probably you remember the so-called COP21 in Paris. This happened in 2015, and that time I was in France in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and I participated into this big movement. You can imagine it was a massive thing to organize, and that time I was, to say the truth, in the administrative part of this, because I was the vice director of the finance department. But of course we had to deal as well with finance. Whatever it was, I think this is not because it happened in France, in Paris, etc. But I think it was really a big moment, you know, of let's say awareness, awakening for people, you know. And then after, of course, the last COP was 27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, if I'm not wrong, the last one. So this is, you know, a big movement. Or no, sorry, it was one in Scotland. Glasgow, yeah, absolutely. So the one before, and then it was absolutely. I thought something was wrong. So this is a whole movement, you know, and in this whole movement, we must focus, you know, we at our levels on, let's say, smaller files, if I may say, but not so small indeed. And this is one of this, you know, the urban life, you know, is a part of the, I don't know, I didn't check the figure before coming to this conference. I don't remember how many people, I mean, on the earth do live in a city compared to the people living in the land, you know, in the countryside, etc. But of course here, and especially in Asia, you know, even more than in Europe, you have a super megalopolis, you know, and so this is this is important everywhere, but probably especially in Asia. So that's why every initiative, and this is going to be a film festival, every initiative is good to put, you know, to recall people what is on stake, and what is on stake is the future, and the future of humanity. Maybe not our future, but for sure the future of our children, grandchildren, etc., etc. So bravo again for all the people who organized this. It's a long list, you know, it's really a cooperative, collaborative work. This is very good, and so these are my first words.
Thank you very much. Those words were really very relevant. What I would only say is that Calcutta, we like to say, is the cultural capital of India. And among it are Satyajit Ray, who got the Legion d'Honneur from France, and of course Mrinal Sen, and so many other rising filmmakers. So in this city itself, we have routinely every year the Kolkata International Film Festival. We just had the 28th one some time ago. And in this city of films, we are very happy to see that after Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata is participating in a very niche segment where through the medium of films, a very, very important global problem is being highlighted. And as a smart city, Newtown is happy to not only participate, but also offer its venue at Nazrul Tirtho, which routinely becomes a venue of the Kolkata International Film Festival as well. and we are very interested to see what everybody is saying about cities' climate change. I would like to underline that everybody has said that this is a global phenomenon. All countries must fight together, all people must fight together, and therefore all cities must also fight together. Cities are important because 60% of the gross domestic product of the country is produced in the cities. So it is very clear to understand that most of the pollution, most of the greenhouse emissions is happening in the cities. And therefore it is important that cities are involved in fighting this global phenomenon. And increasingly, the international thought is, it is not only the government who has to fight climate change. It is not only the budget and taxpayers' money that is enough to wave off the disaster that is waiting to happen. It is also the corporates, it is also the societies, it is also the cities that must come in and put their best foot forward. And what a better way than to see it through the medium of films. Films from various parts of the world, how they are seeing, how the cities are seeing the climate change and what are they thinking. It's a remarkable experience that is remaining to be unfolded in the 2 days, 3, 4, 5, 3 days. And definitely, as the only smart city of the city of Bengal, Newtown accords you a very warm welcome to visit and enjoy and think and ponder and act upon what you see for the future of humanity. My last point that I would like to make, we are very happy that the Consul General of France and the Alliance France and the NIUA and the cities have all come together. We from the Newtown Smart City are also happy to come together. And I will say to a question being posed by one of the reporters, why in Newtown? Why not number one? Number two is it's the only smart city, and there is a very clear smart city connection in this whole effort. But most importantly, the only green platinum rated city in India among the satellite cities is Newtown. Come to Newtown and see what cities are already doing to fight green emissions. Come see the plants, see the vertical trees, see the eco park, see the solar energy, see the LED lights, see the LoRa one, and so many others. See the bicycle tracks, only place in Bengal where you have 39 kilometers of bicycle track, and see the efforts that are being put in for making the cities green. So enjoy the films, see the city, and think what else can be done. I welcome you here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sen. So, dear Mr. Consul General of France, dear Mr. Sen, dear Mrs. Pal, it's a great and dear friends, dear journalists, it's a great honor for Alliance Française to host this press conference. Because the upcoming event, organized by Urban Climate Film Festival, this event, it's in continuity, I would say, with the program, and more than a green touch, the annual program of Alliance Française. So this festival is also organized by the National Institute of Urban Affairs through cities program under the engagement event of U20, the urban track of G20. And it's great also, as you have precised, that Kolkata, through the neighbor of Newtown, we hope that we will open nextly, yes, of Alliance Française, because we hope, but we need partner. But if you are partner, we are. So each time that innovative, daring, and fair ideas have been evoked in the world, they have at first encountered resistance, opposition, coming from those who thought that nothing would change and that nothing should change. This was the case when, for the first time, it was demanded that girls receive the same education as boys. This was the case when we wanted to enable an entire population to be able to read, write, and count. And yet, however, we see in many countries that these ideas like sustainability, normally they must have a consensus now, that these ideas have meanwhile become tangible realities. We see situations evolve, mentalities too. We see that change is possible, but we also see that it cannot be decreed. It builds itself. How? With, of course, a political will, a collective awareness, with concrete and precise objectives, and with, of course, access to culture and education. I see it through the event organized by the French Cultural Network, the French Institute in India, and the network of Alliance Française in India. Art and culture often place sustainable development at the heart of their inspiration and artistic expressions, question our daily habits. Because in education and culture, there is a fundamental idea, that of progress. Not a progress that would be reduced to always more, but progress that leads us to always better. This is education, driving students to their best. And Alliance Française is also cultural center, but educational center too. This is why the awareness of what we have to accomplish in the field of education for sustainable development excites me. We see this every day at the Alliance Française du Bengale, as well as with other educational partners. As the official French language and cultural center in the Great Eastern region of India, we, with the support of French Institute in India, Consulate General of France in Kolkata, and prominent cultural stakeholders, have been serving as a catalyst for spreading awareness about environmental related issues and sustainability since a while. By actively engaging the public, artists, intellectuals, and students in discussion and activities related to the environment, Alliance Française du Bengale plays a crucial role in raising awareness, promoting sustainable practices, and inspiring individuals to take action. This is why I believe that we all have together gathered here an important challenge to take up. Educational for sustainable development is first and foremost education for the world's destiny. To fight against these changes or to limit their scope, we also know that the two main levers of action are the migration of greenhouse gas emission and adaptation to the effects of climate change. If the schools prepare students for the world of today, and even more so for the world of tomorrow, it is so that they also become actors in it. The future does not just happen, we shape it day after day. Thus, education for sustainable development is not just about knowledge, it is involved in a practice. It is also a know-how. The Urban Climate Film Festival launches a comprehensive platform for education, inspiration, and collaboration. It is our belief that through the power of cinema, we can initiate change and mobilize community towards a sustainable future. Lastly, I thank the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, the French Development Agency, AFD, the European Union, who is a partner too, and the Newtown Kolkata Green Smart City Corporation Limited. So that finally, one day, there will not be the Earth Day, like there is a day for the women's rights. It will no longer even be necessary to specify sustainable after development as to specify equality, because it will go without saying. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you. Well, it's wonderful to be here, and big congratulations to NIUA, AFD, and Cities program for organizing and thinking about such a unique topic, such a unique film festival on this large issue, overwhelming issue of climate change, specifically urban climate change. And being part of the administrative machinery, what we find is in cities, in urban paradigm, it's a big challenge to us to deal with behavior of citizens, behavior of residents, how they are leading their lifestyles, how they're doing their everyday works. And being the administrative machinery, what we offer, we keep on offering services to them. But just like be it in Newtown, we have advisory for erecting solar plants. There is mandatory provision in building rule. We request people to have cycle docking stations. We are laying cycle lanes kilometers after kilometers. We are having advisories for other sustainable measures that a citizen can avail at their residential level. But still, there is a lot way to go, way forward. And we are putting our best of our efforts through, and we are very proud to be a city where citizens are also part of our progress. They are coming up in our Green Verge adoption program. They are coming up in our cycling programs, in early morning cyclothons. In each and every program, we keep on organizing, keeping in mind the sustainable part. So the film festival is something, films are definitely a very strong machinery to have impact on people's minds. So organizing a film festival is definitely a very strong way to have some impact on people. And we really look forward to the young generation, the youth and children who will be the citizens, who will be the residents of the future world. And we are going to leave this world for them only. So it's really my hope and belief that this kind of programs, this film festival, be the first one, maybe the first one, can have real strong impact on our thinking process, can have good, impact on our behavioral change. Maybe people, after watching a film, when we come out, maybe people will start thinking that we will start segregating the waste a bit more sincerely from tomorrow onwards. We may start cycling to the market instead of bringing out the car. So let's hope for the best, and we welcome all to come in Newtown, be in Nazrul Tirtho, and be with us. And we will be enjoying the film festival with all of you. Thank you so much.
And as you had rightly pointed out, we have to leave a word for our future generations, and they need to be informed, and we need to sensitize them about the issues of climate change, which is grappling the world today. So, in fact, not to miss out on the names of all the participants and also the supporting agencies. You have rightly pointed out that this is part of the activities under the U20, which is the urban engagement track for G20, and NIUA is proud to be the technical secretariat for Urban 20 engagement group. The festival is supported by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, the French Development Agency, AFD, the European Union, and the Newtown Kolkata Green Smart Cities Corporation Limited. This festival is curated by CMS Vatavaran, which normally does all the environment film festivals in India. The festival in Kolkata is also supported by Nazrul Tirtho, Radio Newtown, and Alliance Française, the Bengale. So we are thankful to all our collaborators for this film festival, and we look forward the cooperation of all the journalists to write about it, because you are the torch bearers. You will have to, incite the public of Kolkata to come and watch these films, which have been very, carefully selected and curated. It's a list of 16 films from all across the world, and a few of them, as I'd mentioned, those are, typically suited for the region, for Kolkata, something about on Sundarbans and all. And there will be panel discussions. We would really like to see the youngsters to come over and also participate in activities and all. What Ms. Pal was mentioning, a lot of things that we have to sensitize them about. It needs to start from within. We cannot leave everything to the government. And the government has, our government of India has also come out with a lifestyle change. It's a life mission, which is lifestyle for environment. So let's bring out those small changes within our life so that we can, sensitize the public about it, and take part in small little things, whether it's driving down and not using the, using the bicycle and not using our cars, or segregating the waste, as she has rightly mentioned, or reducing our carbon emissions, and also how we can contribute individually. That kind of sensitization we need to bring through this festival. So I thank everyone for your presence. Is there any questions which is open for journalists to ask? Any one of you? Do you have any questions for the members present here? Yes.
The basics, a bit about the schedule, how many films, what time to what time, and when would the panel discussions take place, on what topics?
We have a schedule of films. There's a poster lying at the backside. You can even carry, or otherwise we have the soft copies. If you can give your telephone numbers, we'll send out the schedule of those. And also there will be a few directors. Not all film directors will be here, but few of them. And it's under still in the pipeline. So the confirmed list will be coming in a day or two time. And we'll definitely send it. If you've already put your email address, we'll send the panel discussions, the titles and all the invitees of the panel discussions across.
you.